So, hello, Jiptha. It's so good to be able to see you. How are you?
Yes, Rebecca, how are you? I'm fine.
We're all really looking forward to hearing from you. I think sometimes we can be so in touch with what's happening in our own country that we sometimes don't see what's happening elsewhere. So I'm so excited to hear from you and hear how you and your team are all doing, particularly at this time. So I'll jump straight in. If you can share a bit about yourself, just so our supporters can get to know you a bit better.
Hello, I'm Jiptha Boiragee, working as a program support coordinator since 2012. I'm 48 years old. I'm from southwest of Bangladesh, and this is the rural area where I come from. And I have two sons. One is 15 years, another is 9 years. And my wife is a doctor, and she's actually in the time of pandemic, she's busy for actually serving the patient and giving the services to people affected by COVID as well as other diseases.
You have a very busy household then between you and a doctor and two young boys, definitely.
Right, yeah. And this is the good things, that in the pandemic time, I have to work from home.
So how long have you been working for the leprosy mission in Bangladesh then? And what made you go and work for them?
Actually, I joined in leprosy mission in May 2012, yeah, and working as a program support coordinator. The key motivating factor to choose leprosy mission, TLM is committed to serve the most vulnerable and neglected people in the society, like people affected by leprosy and their family, people with disability due to leprosy and beyond leprosy, and people are from other marginalized community. And leprosy mission is also try to work in the untouched area where many NGOs or government services not actually must, like a tea garden area and the coastal area. And TLM is actually value-based organization, and those values are focused on the Holy Bible. If you look actually the Matthew 10 and verse 8, I find a direction that Jesus is calling us to actually serve for leprosy. It is actually very encouraging for me to actually work for a leprosy mission, that he's actually calling us to work for the leprosy. So that is, I think, one of the important actual call from the Bible, called by the Jesus to work for the leprosy.
No, that's amazing. So it all really roots from your faith and that call from Jesus to go out and help those who are often outcasted from society and people who are neglected, really. So if you could maybe tell us a wee bit more about your role specifically, maybe something that you enjoy most about it and possibly a challenge in your role.
As I said, as a program support coordinator, my key role is working with the program team in project development, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. And I am working in the country support office, that means our headquarters. And my role is actually, key part of my role is actually to developing the country strategy and strategy progress, measure that strategy progress. I also responsible to implement one of the projects that's supported by Northern Ireland. It's called Activating Engaging Partner to Reduce Leprosy in Bangladesh. And shortly we call AEP. Yeah? And I feel very satisfied to see the laughing face of most vulnerable people there. When I see the laughing face of people who used to not to laugh, yeah. And when we go there and ask their question, what is their problems, and this lovely face is actually very encouraging for me, yeah. And I'm very proud to see their love. And they blessed us when I come to them, when I actually serve them. They blessed us that we are maybe God is sending us to them, because nobody went there, nobody asking that question, how is there, nobody actually served them with love of God. Yeah? Key challenges is that maybe you don't know about our system, government system especially. Key role actually to government people to serve leprosy people. But when I talk with the people, I see that they are not actually fully oriented on leprosy. And many of them still neglected people affected by leprosy. Yeah? That is one of the frustrating things. And we are trying to actually work with the government people and to encourage them that this is our citizen and they have full rights to live with dignity, living with a dignified life. Yeah? And many people still, they are discriminated due to leprosy. They're discriminated from their family, from the society, and from the government sector as well other public sector, because most people doesn't know and they believe that still leprosy is the cause of sin and this is the caste actually, and people can actually neglect them, people can isolate them. So that is actually big challenges to change the mindset of people.
Yes, that's why advocacy is such a big part, just to try and change that mindset and try and change how people view leprosy and almost the myths around leprosy as well.
Yeah.
And in the past 6 months has brought so many more challenges on top of everything that you are already facing. You know, individuals and communities and whole countries have been brought to a standstill because of COVID-19. And what issues have you been facing in Bangladesh and as the leprosy mission, and maybe what longer term issues do you see arising as a result of COVID-19?
COVID impact, ultimate impact yet to be measured and confirmed. But if you think the impact of personal life, spiritual life, social life, political impact, it is huge. And COVID has, in terms of actually leprosy people, COVID has made a suffering double of people affected by leprosy and disability as they are socially isolated. And COVID had created more isolation. Economical hardship is coming and harder for poor and vulnerable people. And when we say the poor and vulnerable people, leprosy people, people affected by leprosy, people with disability, they are the more poor and vulnerable community. Health service paradigm has changed. Poor and vulnerable community has very limited access to health services, limited reach to our target community due to social distancing. Economical support of target group is very prior need of people, but our project is focusing on treatment and mental health issue. We try our best to provide financial support, but it was limited. Most of our self-help group members and individual members lost their income, and they are in crisis of food, daily necessity, treatment, and social attachment. Government health priority might change as a result of people affected by leprosy will be out of treatment. Reduction in government budgets, maybe government will give focus with other priority, other health priority, not the leprosy, as it is always neglected by the government and the policymaker. The untreated leprosy case will be increased, and increased chance of leprosy spreading because of untreated people will be there. Number of delayed detection will be increased, disability number will be increased, and the people who are have the ulcer, it will be worsening, and they will suffer more complication, leprosy complication. And there is a possibility to affected by COVID-19 of our staff, so they might be actually not be able to reach to our target community. Yeah. So it has actually huge impact in terms of every aspect. Yeah.
It's strange how this is something that is affecting basically every country in the world, but how those who are less fortunate, especially those affected by leprosy, are just so much more badly hit by the impact of coronavirus, and it's really difficult, it's really tough. Well, here at the Leprosy Mission in Northern Ireland, we have been so moved and encouraged how our country, is coming together and helping support and help each other. So we've been focusing on that, almost communities in action. and how individuals and families work together as part of a wider community to make a greater impact. Can you share an example? Has there been something like that that you've seen in Bangladesh?
Actually, this AEP project, it is supported, as I earlier mentioned, is supported by Northern Ireland. So by nature of the AEP, it is actually try to engaging different actors for the greater impact on leprosy. Yeah? AEP is working together with 5 NGOs, and this is 5 NGOs when we say that none of NGO have experience working on leprosy. So we call them together. We are working with one hospital. We are working on the Leprosy People Organization and 2 universities. So we are asking also the 2 media house to serve about 19 million people in 14 districts. This is possible with very limited financial support because of partners and government are working together, working in action for leprosy eradication. So this is one of the example for actually the community in action. So we are engaging actually the NGOs or the other stakeholder to act for leprosy. Yeah? And AEP is this type of project that focus on the partnership.
Yeah. It really does just show that if we come together and share our resources and share our expertise, actually how we can make such a bigger impact. It's amazing. Obviously, Northern Ireland is such a long way away from Bangladesh. And what would you say to someone who is in Northern Ireland and they are thinking to themselves, how can I possibly make a difference in this situation? So how can someone or a church be a part of that community in action where people can come together and make such a big difference?
I think the support that we are receiving actually from Northern Ireland, we are very grateful to people of Northern Ireland who are supporting our work. And as I said, that this is one of the great work you are supporting. And when we work with people, they are also very happy and they pray actually people who are supporting for their livelihood development, for their better treatment. They also themselves actually saying their gratitude to the people, though they don't know actually who is supporting them. But in every session, in every meeting, they pray actually those people who are supporting from them. And I think we can say that your contribution may change the life of people affected by leprosy and their family. And remember our communities, our volunteers, and our staff in our prayers. I think prayer is one of the powerful things that we can also contribute in terms of actually beyond the financial or kind support, because the prayer has a strong power and it has influence to actually from indirect way to change the people of work we are working with.
Yeah, and that is how big of an impact that people can make. It can literally completely transform the life of a person affected by leprosy, and that is how big the impact is, which is amazing. So just to finish and just to close, how can our supporters here in Northern Ireland pray for you and your team at this time?
As earlier I mentioned, pray for our staff, our volunteers and community for their protection from COVID. People affected by leprosy are at risk because of their poor immunity. People are suffering not only from health condition, but also mental, economical, and social issues due to COVID-19. Pray for them for mental well-being and peace. Most of the SHG members, self-help group members, and people affected by leprosy are poor. They have lost their daily income and they do not have access to social services.
No, well, definitely we will be keeping all of that and you and the team all in our prayers at this time. So thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat with me. It has been amazing.
And convey our greetings to your supporters, church leaders, church members. No, we are ready to have a partnership with Northern Ireland. So please convey our greetings, yeah, and keep us in your prayer. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you.